Hey there, I'm Caitlin and I have a problem with consistency. This is evidenced in my complete lack of consistency with making videos. The last time that I was uploading, I was talking about my, Project 50 waking up early challenge, which also was a fail because here we are today and I still don't wake up before 10 a.m., let alone 8 a.m. And this also, in general, is not necessarily the ideal. For video making, I don't have great lighting. I'm just shooting this on my phone. I used to have a lav mic, but of course I can't find it and it's lost in the abyss that is my apartment. But I have been following this amazing YouTube channel from a guy called Struthless, and I will link that in the description or put a card up or something. But he has this really great principle of the 70% rule and this idea that we spend so much time thinking about the prep and wanting conditions to be perfect before we even get started on a creative project. And he has made this rule, like, just make the video, and as long as it's 70% good, then it's go time. And even right now, I don't even know if this is like 70% good. I'd say it's like a little over 50 at least. I'm doing it. It's a passing grade, I suppose, just in the sense of its existence. So my plan is to just try to be more fearless in recording myself, because that is still really uncomfortable to me. Talking to no one or talking to my phone is still really uncomfortable to me. And I'm also having some struggles, I guess we can call it, with what even my plan is or what my goals are in terms of why am I making videos. But I want to get over this idea of perfectionism and this idea that I need to learn everything. I can't make a video until I have the right equipment or the right lighting, or until I've taken all the courses that I can. And I've been focusing so much on the input that I rarely even get to the output stage. So this ramble is a part of that process. I'm also, this little pile that I have in front of me is complete evidence of that. These are all my planners. So I have a finance planner because on top of all the other things that I, get frustrated with myself about, I am currently buried under a mountain of credit card debt and I'm trying to get out of that. But it also has calendar pages and daily pages for planning, which I use sort of consistently, but mainly it's for finance tracking. Then I also have this astrology planner, which is again just a daily planner, but also has what's going on in the sky and how the universe is going to shape my life. And I use that also kind of as a little bit of daily reflection, but it has prompts that I find fun and helpful. The daily planning, which one am I using? It's very inconsistent. I have this planner that, a peek into my mind, it's an old planner, an old dated planner that I've kind of used for various tasks. I've used it for work, I've used it as a bullet journal, and it came with these predated squares, but because it's no longer 2016 when this planner was printed, I've been painstakingly making lines in the planner. Why? That's madness. But I do find the repetitive motion soothing in a way, but that's completely unnecessary. I could just use this. Why do I need to make the lines? Just use the paper. So I have this, which I use super inconsistently because bullet journaling is still another thing that I have not yet mastered, but we're giving it a go. Then I have a real bullet journal that I've started, and it's one that has the pre-printed index. It's from Leuchtturm, I don't know. And it has the gridded pages, and I've been trying to kind of use it as a bullet journal, like I have my little reading goal page, but other than that, you know, I've been using it since January and I'm only 7 or 8 pages in, so why do I have 2 of them? Then I have this habit nest journal, which I have done, again, very inconsistently, to the point where I had filled out pages and then not kept with it, and then put sticky notes to catch up, and then didn't keep up with that, and then put another piece of paper and didn't keep up with that. So this journal is the morning sidekick journal. I really like the concept of it, but again, I am not consistent. I am bad at consistency. But it's supposed to kind of help, you know, be more mindful about your morning routine and learning how to have a morning routine. Clearly hasn't really stuck for me. Again, I tried to restart this this year, and the first phase of it is the first week, and I started on January 8th, and I've only filled out up to day/night 6, and that was over a week ago on the 14th of February. So again, why do I have all these? I think they all do have different purposes, but I think I just keep buying planners with the hope that it's going to solve my life, and in the end, it's just making me more cluttered because I don't have one place for everything. I do think there's inherent value in each of these, you know, gajillion books, but just looking at this pile is emphasizing to myself, how much I spend in the planning stage and how little I spend in the doing phase. So even right now, I am going to promise myself that I'm going to put this footage on my computer. I'm going to roughly slap together an edit, and I'm going to just put it up and, you know, see what the fuck happens from there. And hopefully, you know, I can foster some consistency in my life just outside of the video realm in general, but that I just can get over some of this fear. I mean, it's YouTube. It's a completely welcoming and kind community where no one says anything bad to anyone ever, right? So what do I have to lose? But in general, I want to be a more creative person. I supposedly am a creative person. I work in advertising as a designer and art director, so I get paid to be creative. But obviously, I'm not feeling super creative on a day-to-day basis, and I do suffer from, I think, the millennial urge to monetize things or to make everything into side hustle, and I'm also trying to unlearn that. It's not necessarily like I'm trying to become an artist or a freelancer or completely, you know, I mean, I do want to quit, you know, having a 9-to-5 because boo to capitalism. So I want to minimize that urge to become a master of my craft in the sense of like, to feel some sort of sense of superiority. But I do feel quite often in my job that I'm not the greatest designer or art director. Could be better. I could be practicing my craft more. And some of that I think comes from just having the passion for creating. And I think I've lost that, which is a bummer. So I want to just get that back. I want to be able to create in that kind of childlike, fearless way that I used to when I was younger. I mean, I used to, like, you know, doodle in the margins and carry a sketchbook around all the time, and I haven't drawn. Very popular, getting some text messages. I haven't, you know, just drawn for pleasure in a really long time, and even if I'm just drawing for myself, the few times I've tried to get back into it, I feel so self-conscious, and it's just me looking at my own drawing. But I've really gotten more nervous and afraid of making things just for fun. So not to add any more piles of things to my list of planners and guidebooks, but I'm trying to figure out a system or some way to make this work, but hopefully I can minimize this giant pile. I have been journaling more in this really fucking beat up composition book, but I think that's been a little bit of a healing practice to just kind of free write and not be self-conscious about that. But I also have this pile of books that are related to the artist's way that, again, you know, I went and bought all these books and then never used them, or used them with a very middling degree of consistency. But I want to try doing the artist way. Again, I've kind of picked it up and put it down a few times and maybe gotten through like the first week or so, and then classic, just gave it up. But I have the artist way, I have the workbook, I've got the morning pages journal, I've got the artist date book, I've got the artist's way every day, which is like a affirmation a day sort of page. I've got all this shit. So popular. I just want to actually use it, and to use it with the mindset that it's for just my own good, for my own mental clarity, and to, you know, heal. I mean, you know, like she says in the book, like to heal the inner artist, to heal the inner child, to get back to the basics of what creativity is. So that's kind of just a starting point, and I want to keep track of how I'm using these tools, how I'm getting back to feeling joy in making things. I just had my birthday a few days ago, so that's kind of making me have these like existential thoughts about what my purpose is, or, you know, why am I here? What am I on this earth for? And I think my only strength has been in, you know, being a creative person, just categorically. That's, you know, how I make my living, but it has become this kind of robotic how I make my living sort of approach. And I just feel like I could do more, and I want to do more, and I want to do more because creating things when I was younger, being creative was, you know, a form of therapy for myself. And hopefully I can do something, create something that could reach other people in whatever capacity that is. And part of that is also making videos. I think, you know, in the future, I would love to not be wearing my stained sweatshirt, and I'd like it to be a little, you know, cleaner in terms of the execution. But I also don't want to be so self-editing, because that, again, I think is stopping me from making stuff. So I was hoping this was just going to be a quick little thing, but it ended up being way too long, which is the pattern. So I don't know if there's anyone out there that is feeling this same way, that is just feeling, you know, creatively stunted, or is spending so much time with the input and too little time in the output. I feel you, and hopefully we can support each other again on this super, you know, the super safe space that is YouTube. But, you know, create this general feeling that it's okay to fuck up, and it's okay to feel like an adult baby and be in your 30s and still feel like you don't know how to walk, which is kind of where I'm at right now. So that's kind of it from me for this moment. I'm not going to make some sort of false promise like today is day 0, we start this challenge. I'm just gonna try to gently ease myself into this practice of just trying to embrace the creativity, embrace the creative muses or whatever. I don't know, maybe my astrology journal will tell me that there's some kind of breakthrough coming in my future, but I want to try to do, you know, some little thing, even if it's just journaling, but just do one little thing every day that makes my brain work a little bit, and we'll see where it goes. Not making any promises as to the consistency, but I hope that, you know, I think there's like only like 10 or maybe fewer people subscribed, and one of them is my other YouTube account. But so for the 9 of you that aren't me, hopefully this spoke to you in some way, and we can just all be on this journey together to heal our inner artist, to live, oh my god, this is getting so preachy, but whatever. It doesn't even have to do anything. Let's just watch me, a big dummy, try to figure out their life and at least use up all these fucking planners that I've bought over the years. And we're just gonna do one little thing a day and go from there. And maybe I'll make another video in the future, or maybe I'll make one in another year, because that's been the practice. Let's sign off. Okay.